Hello, welcome to AmiAmi's another weekly roundup of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. This week is pretty interesting. Thing have actually done a new scale, which we'll be looking at, 1/3 scale. There's some high school DxD figures, 15th anniversaries that we'll be looking at coming out. Hopefully they look really good. We'll get straight on into it. Quite a few figures to look at this week. This is from August the 19th to August the 24th, 2024. Links for the figures that we look at today will be in the description down below. Apart from the figures that are the 18 plus variety, they won't be linked, but we will be looking at them. There's only two that got released in the past week. And comment, like, and subscribe if you find these videos helpful, at least for keeping on top of the figures that are coming out all the time, especially from AmiAmi. So get started. Original character Jirai-chan, 1/6 by DigiGirl, 6,400 yen. Good price, January 2025 release. Good price, good looking detail on this figure. Once it loads these images, yeah. So obviously well endowed. Like the streetwear, short skirts, pretty nice. It's not cast offable, which some people might not like, but you do get alternative faceplates. One with those eyes that follow you that we've been seeing from a couple of these cheaper manufacturers these days, and potentially a different type of posterior or some sort of thermal change posterior. There's no mention of it in the description, just says alternative face part, nothing to do with the rear end, getting beat up or anything, which would be a bit interesting if they start doing that. But a lot of these cheaper manufacturers do offer additional accessories basically to make it even more value, even though the figures are really good quality and whatnot. Like this looks really good, the hair looks fine, painting looks perfectly good overall. Not loads of shading, most of the shading's in the tights, but that's fine. The outfit looks really good. Base looks very simple in this, but they all generally always are in the prototypes, so it looks really good. And I've not got any DigiGirl figures on pre-order, so I can't say what the final quality will be like. Fairy Tale, Juvia Lockster, Gravel style black bikini shirt, sheer wet shirt SP 1/6 by Orca Toys for 23,030 yen. December 2024. There's two versions of this. So you got her with a black bikini and a sort of red see-through top, and a red bikini and a black wet see-through top. Both of them obviously going to be identical, it's just opposite colours. So down to personal preference, which ones you prefer. They look really good. It's another Fairy Tale figure. You don't get a lot of Juvias obviously coming out, so it's good. If you're not going to get the Freeing figure, then you can at least get this figure of Juvia. So yeah, and it's good. I'm glad that we're seeing a lot more Fairy Tale figures, obviously with the 100-year time skip arc Fairy Tale that's currently airing. That makes sense. I've not watched it yet. And then we've got a Toho project, Yuyuko Saijiu illustration by Edelo, 1/6. Manufacturer Fury for 23,650 yen, June 2025. The Toho project ones always have fantastic designs. The outfit looks amazing in this one, bleeding from opaque to semi-transparent. It looks really well done as well. The dress looks amazing. The support rods, they're brass in this. Normally in the final product they probably won't be brass, they'll probably be clear plastic rods. So you might not have to worry about these others just because this is a prototype. They're going to use brass rods for it, for photo shooting and whatnot. So I think you'll be alright. They'll still be a bit off-putting since you've got three of them to support her, which makes sense since the only connection point is just the foot, 1 foot, and she's obviously standing sort of like out of her. See, of the feet is actually just out of the shoe a bit. So it's a very weak connection point. So I understand the support rods. That's my only complaint with this. But it's a very good looking figure, and I like the colours a lot. Saya Ayumi, Riko Rahara Little Devil Ribbon swimsuit version by Union Creative for 23,100 yen, May 2025. Another bikini figure. Quite likes the hair shading, looks really well done, going from sort of the bright pinks to whites. Outfit looks good, really good, and the jacket looks really well done for the shading as well as in the molding. Might the only thing is very one-toned. It's obviously got the skin tone is a bright pink, and the bikini is a very light yellow as well. So, and the tights are obviously white, so it looks very similar. That's the only problem. There's no only things that sort of shout out to you are the black ribbons. So it depends on your personal preference. Black ribbons and the black straps around the bikini are the only things that are offering some sort of contrast in this one. So that might be something that you might not like, depending on it might just look a bit flat in your collection, especially compared to some other bikini figures that you might have. So you probably just have to just look at your collection and see how you think she'll fit in with your other bikini figures. Palette Uchi no Neko Curry Dress Collection Nyanfu by Golden Head Plus for 7,190 yen, April 2025. Just a very cute little Nyan figure. Yeah, it looks really good in sort of sleepwear and pajamas basically. Yeah, it looks pretty good overall. Price might be a bit high for this considering she's a non-scale. She stands at 15 centimeters high, so that's probably 1/8, roughly 1/8 scale. But she's a child, so that kind of makes sense. She's gonna be rather short, anyways. So looks good overall, but not something particularly I would be interested in getting. Mia Court Scale by Freeing for 39,600 yen. April 2025. This one's similar to the Maid Cafe Freeing ones that we covered a few weeks ago, where the outfit is cloth and you can remove it obviously for a cast off feature. So the nurse I think is a bit more appealing than the maid ones, because the maid outfits looked a bit terrible overall, I think, with their tights and whatnot. This one I like the hair a lot. The hair mold looks better in this one compared to those two. The shading's obviously pretty flat, but semi-transparent, translucent end tips gives a bit more difference as well. And with it being cloth, I think with this design of the jacket, you can sort of adjust how it's positioned. So you can have one opie showing or whatnot, compared to the made ones where it's just a full outfit or the full outfit's off. So this gives you a bit more versatility in how you want to have her displayed. So hopefully they expand this line with some more nurse ones of other original characters. I like this a lot. Yep, I quite like this design, and the fabrics at least mean with it being cast off, you're less likely to get paint transfer. With it being a fabric base rather than a solid plastic, which obviously you'd remove parts of the outfit for. So this one I quite like more so than the other ones. Pop-Up Parade Persona 5 Joker by Good Smile, 4,320 yen. Good if you just want a cheap Joker figure. You don't want to spend the ludicrous amount of aftermarket on the other previous Joker figures, since they are quite expensive in the aftermarket. So if you just want a simple Pop-Up Parade, and you do like Persona 5, you can get Joker, and you can also get Noir as well for again the same price, February 2025. I think both of these are the same month. Oh no, so he's December and Noir is February 2025. They look fine. They're Pop-Up Parades. They're just gonna be basic, straight out of the game basically in terms of their art, really. Prisma, she professed herself Pupil of the Wise Man Mirror 1/7 by Prime Studio for 36,530 yen. July 2025 release. Paint job on this looks outstanding. It's Prime Studio, so I wouldn't expect anything less. It is a 1/7, so the base looks quite nice, but it's just going to be, I think it's just injection molded, very reflective plastic on that, most likely. It doesn't look like it's painted. I think that's just injection molded. So it's the figure itself, but for 36,000 yen, it is a bit pricey for a 1/7. I think even though it's very nicely done, like the star pattern underneath the jacket looks really good. The hair's fine. I think that purple's pretty, like this bright purple's pretty hard to do with shading wise, and they're doing it semi-translucent as well towards the tips, so that makes it even harder to pull it off really well. So no, she looks really good, but it is a very expensive 1/7 scale figure, so potentially give it a miss. But Prime Studio do a good job. Then we've got a binding figure, Kane 1/6 for 27,500 yen, March 2025. In terms of the previous 1/6, bit lackluster, but this one I like the design of, especially with the Opie covers being rabbit themed as well. This would be a 1/6 I can sort of get behind, and is only half cast off. It's she is fully cast off. That's good to know. But yeah, no, I like this one a lot. She's a bit thick, obviously all round, and the tights look fine. It's interesting to see how this newer 1/6 lineup from freeing and binding are going to turn out over the next sort of year to 2 years. Since they're sort of deviating away from quarter scales for certain designs. We'll just have to wait and see. I prefer the quarter scales, but the 1/6 do offer up at least a cheap, more affordable version if you're after getting into the binding and freeing figures. Azure Lane San Jacinto flavor of the day version 1/6 by Anigame, 15,650 yen. Not bad price for 1/6. Azure Lane as well, they've always been knocked out of the parks in terms of paint quality. This is a bunny suit though in the 1/6 scale, or 1/6, 1/7 scales. So the outfit looks really well done. The leg shading looks pretty good. It's not the best I've seen, but it is really good. Hair shading looks perfectly fine. Base looks good as well, but it is pretty simple. Looks like she's obviously at some sort of dance bar or something, leaning on a this joist or whatnot. So she looks really good. The curvature on the butt where she's leaning looks really well done. The way it pinches and her butt's leaning over the railing. Yeah, no, it looks really good overall, and it's a good price, 15,000 yen. A lot of Azure Lane figures are, north, especially the 1/7s, a bit north of 20,000 yen, but that's by like Alter, so they've just going to be immaculate paint job anyways, so that makes sense. And there's just, September 2025, plenty of time to put some money aside for this one if you really like this character, or you like bunny suits, which I do. But this is not one I'm going to get. Unfortunately, I don't really know this character. I don't even think I own this character in the game. Here's the freeing, got Tulavu Darkness, Momo Belia Devluke bunny version, 1/3 by freeing for 66,000 yen. It's the same price as the release of New Jersey by freeing, which is back there. So the same price as that at launch. This is interesting that they're doing 1/3. Whether it's future speculation basically at the moment of what's going to happen, whether they're gonna ditch the quarter scale and go to 1/3 and 1/6 to offer up two different lines, and they do like both versions, 1/3 and 1/6. They might be upping the scale to just justify higher prices, since they've been creeping up the price to north of 40,000 yen on a lot of their figures, and they're pretty bland. It is a nice looking figure. In terms of 1/3, she is 68 centimeters in height, I think 61 centimeters in height overall. So looks really good. It's typical freeing, like the tail, like the bunny suit, like the hair shading. With it being 1/3, it makes painting easier overall. So like the shoulder blades are going to be a lot easier for them to paint and get good detail on. We'll just have to, it's going to be interesting to see what their QC is going to be like, because obviously they are a bit lackluster. But yeah, she looks really good. 1/3 is gonna be an interesting scale for people to collect. Shipping's going to be the main problem, obviously, with it being 1/3. It's going to be a lot larger than the quarter scales that people have been used to being pre-ordering. And as you can see here, these are lined like kneeling figures, but you can sort of see the scale difference between a quarter scale and the 1/3 here, and we'll obviously be getting darkness as well, 1/3. So it's interesting, to say the least. Something to keep an eye on. Single shipment as well, which makes sense with the size of them. The box is going to be massive compared to your normal quarter scales. Just something to keep an eye out for the future. I think we'll have to see if it gets pulled off for freeing, if these 1/3s are going to be a commonplace, and they're going to be 50, 60,000 yen plus figures, and then they offer the 1/6 at 30,000 or lower than 30,000 yen. then you can get, you know, cheaper and more expensive. So you can have the two extremes which freeing might be trying to achieve as they transition away from quarter scales potentially. Gift plus Honkai Star Rail, Quinn Q 1/10 by Myethus for 5,170 yen, April 2025. Pretty good looking figure. It's Honkai Star Rail. They've been pretty good. This is by Myethus, so Myethus are really good anyways. Their paint job's been fantastic. And this is an amazing price as well for this figure. Hair shading looks really good. You know, it's way better than prize quality figures, and it's, you know, it is more expensive than prize figures, but you know, it's just north of a pop-up parade, and much better. It is tiny though, 1/10. So, but Mythos has been pretty good with their small scales and keeping up the detail for painting. Here we go, High School DxD Akano, Himagia light novel 15th anniversary version, 1 and 6.5 scale. By Kadakawa for 36,850 yen, which is very expensive. A lot of people on Reddit have been saying, but the price is like the main problem, I think. So a lot of people might be skipping it. But these are pretty much the best figures, like in terms of detailing, sculpting, and what you're getting with the base as well. What the bases offer looks really good. So I think, yeah, the face looks spot on. The overall design looks spot on. I love the concept of this. So instant pre-order for me. Whether, I don't know if the lamp lights up. It doesn't. I don't think it mentions it meant of that. Cast off. Please remove pots. The pedestal Latin can be combined with the My Light 327Y, sold separately by Hiromi Co Ltd. So you can do the lights separately if you want. Instant pre-order for me. There's two versions, which will cover the other version, which comes with some extras for more money. And then we've got Rias as well. Hands down, best scale Rias. If you don't want the bunny suit ones, if you're not into freeing in terms of the normal scales, this is the best Rias ever. Best hair shading, best face, best body sculpt, easily, and the same price, March 2025. Instant pre-order for me, and I love the fact that the base of this one, I love the stool, looks really well done, and again, the lantern can be lit up, and you can combine these two together. So yeah, I love this a lot. The purple cushion that Akano's sitting on, and the red stool that Rias is kneeling on. So hopefully they expand this and we get more of the other characters, the girls from High School DxD, in this style as well. Again, cast offable. To cover, so this one will just be the figure, and you get a B4 clear poster as well. And then to cover the more expensive versions, 47,850 yen, so 11,000 yen increase. For that 11,000 yen, you do get a A4 sized reproduction print of the motif illustration, a fragrance tag as well. So this little fragrance tag, I don't think, to be perfectly honest, yeah, the sample of the thing, I'm just bothered to buy the figures. I'm not bothered about the deluxe set or the special sets overall, because there's no other extras that you're getting over the normal one anyways. You still get the B4 clear poster, and you get the figure and the main base. So I'd save the 11,000 yen, especially with these being, you know, as nearly expensive as 3 and quarter scales, but these are way better detail and everything anyways in my mind. And it's 15th anniversary, so it makes sense to get these. And you also got Rias as well for the same price, March 2025. Maybe keep an eye on these. These potentially might get discounted. I've pre-ordered and locked mine in anyways on AmiAmi for both of these. On the standard sets anyways, I'm not going to get the special sets. I don't need these extras. I've got nowhere to hang those A4 frames anyways. Why would I want the A4 frames when I've got the actual figures? So really good. Definitely some of the best High School DxD figures I've seen in a long time. Although we've got the freeing second versions obviously coming out later this year. My Little Pony Bishojo Fluttershy 1/7 by Kota Bakir for 16,720 yen. Another My Little Pony. Really good. I like the Bishojo, what they're doing with characters anyways. Doing female renditions of, very popular characters in different IPs across the different IPs. Yeah, so really good. I like the overall shape. The face looks really nice as well actually on this one. Definitely sort of, I think, mimicking the emotional state that the character puts off that Fluttershy does in the anime. So that's good. And then we've also got Beetlejuice as well, Bishojo, 16,720 yen. Since the movie's coming out on the 6th of September for Beetlejuice, which I am watching, this I think will be really good. I like this concept as well. The tombstone basics, pretty simple. Some basic weathering going on there. But the actual sculpt work on Beetlejuice and the female version of her looks really well done. I'd like this a lot. I would probably have to wait and see if I like Beetlejuice. I've not seen the original one. So I'll have to see how good this new version is. But yeah, she looks really good. And I think the price is actually not too bad for what you're getting here. Kota Bakir do a really good job with painting. Artifacts J, Benimaru 1/8 by Kota Bakir for 16,720 yen, which so it is a bit expensive for a 1/8, but so March 2025 release. But he does have a cool little neat trick where his it's semi they glow. It looks like the flames glow, and so does his eyes. So it looks really cool in your display case. You know, when you've got dark lights and whatnot, it'll give a really cool vibe. So I think a lot of people are going to be buying this one and will want this a lot. Definitely worth getting a hold of, to be honest. I think this is a really good looking figure, and Benimaru's a fan favorite, obviously, from Fire Force. Ys 8, Lacrimosa of Dana, 1/7 by Kota Bakir for 28,210 yen. This might be a bit more on the pricey side. Hair sculpt looks really well done, like a lot of the Miku, like Twin Tails. It's really well done for motion and detailing as well. So the outfit design looks really good. The weapons look really nice as well. So this is a good looking figure. The quality looks really good and is 1/7. So the price is kind of there. It's down to whether the final product meets these promo photos, I think, with this one. So you'll probably want to just wait till this gets released in April 2025 and then see what people upload their photos on MFC. Star Trek Bishojo Command Officer 1/7 by Kota Bakir for 17,760 yen. Again, I like this quite a lot. I like the older style Star Wars, Star Trek outfits anyways from the original series. Yep, this looks really cute and amazing as well. Hair sculpt looks pretty good, and just looks really good. I like it a lot, and I think the price is probably about right. It is pretty simple compared to the other Bishojo figures we've covered already. Like the Beetlejuice one looks, I think, sharper in terms of the detailing. And the My Little Pony one, obviously, you get the actual My Little original character design as well on the base. So, and they're slightly more expensive than this. My Teen Comedy Snafu, Yuigahama 1/7 by A Force. Never heard of them. 13,580 yen, December 2024. Interesting concept. Her on a dog bed, being very canine, I guess, in a bikini. Interesting design. Fine, I suppose. Color paintwork looks average. There's a reasonable amount of shading, so it looks fine. I don't know, not much words to say about this one. Pop-Up Parade Doki Doki Literature Club Monica White Dress version for 4,950 yen. It's March 2025. Just a very basic white dress with practically very minimal shading on the hair, as really good, being the only standout feature of this Pop-Up Parade for 5,000 yen. Ninja Sanji Matsuki Mao 1/7 by Fu for 24,200 yen. July 2025. The figure looks really good, like the design. The tights painted on look really nice. The black and red stripes look really well done. Hair looks amazing. The sort of tanned skin tone looks really good as well. The shading, is a very nice looking figure. I'm just not a big fan of Niji Sanji. I don't watch VTubers really. But yeah, if you really like Matsuke Mao, then this I think is a figure definitely worth getting a hold of. She looks amazing. I think Furu done a really good job. And then there's always this VTuber tax, unfortunately, on these figures that Furu been doing, and a lot of other manufacturers have been covering. They're always a bit more expensive than you expect from normal anime IPs. It's just the deals that they seem to, the manufacturer and the agencies secure. TV anime Oshinoko Akane Kurokawa date style version 1/6 by Good Smile Company for 17,600 yen. She looks really cute, and I like the whole date aesthetic. I do want to get the quintessential quintuplets in their dates that casual styles. I want to get the entire line of all 5 of them. So this is really good, really up my alley as well in terms of aesthetic. Outfit looks great, paint job looks amazing. Love the base, the brickwork. I think the price is really good. July 2025. Kidikal Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Kid Mai Sakujima hoodie look. Rabbit Ears version by Kadakav for 21,580 yen, March 2025. This one is too expensive. The blue shading looks really good. Hoodie is textured, but very little shading really, apart from some shading on the back where the folds are, which you're not going to see. So I think this is too expensive really for what you're getting, with it being a non-scale as well. So she's a 1/7 scale, 17.5 centimeters in height. Not 22,000 yen, probably 17,000 yen. I think this will go on a bigger discount when she actually gets released. There are 3 other versions which come with some extras like posters and whatnot if you are into that. I like the overall concept of the design, but I think they could have done a bit more effort into the sculpt work and the painting. Probably more so into the painting, especially with the rabbit hoodie. And the socks could have been painted probably a bit better because they're a bit flat in terms of the stripes. Cafe Stella of the Reapers Butterfly, Natsumi Shiki 1/7 by Alice Clint for 24,750 yen, May 2025. This one for a 1/7 is actually better. This is only 4,000 yen more expensive than the previous one. The shading looks much better on the whites and the blues on the maid outfit. You get a tray. Hair shading looks much better. The base has a lot more effort put into it. You get a table and like this window facade behind her as well. This is just a better value in my mind, especially if you like maids. Alice Glint is a small manufacturer, so we don't know I don't really know what their QC's like. So that might be just one thing to be a bit wary of. Spice and Wolf, Merchant Meets the Wise Wolf hollow dress shirt version 1/7 by DMM Factory for 25,300 yen, August 2025. This one, hair sculpt looks really good. Hair paint job looks really good. Shirt looks clean in terms of at least with the folds and shading and sculpt work, so that's fine. I got no problems there. Face is a bit flat. I like the eyes, but I think the mouth is a bit poor really. Ears aren't too great. Tail looks not too bad. Hands and feet look good overall, and skin tone looks fine. But it is 25,000 yen for a 1/7, which doesn't really have any extras. There's no base, nothing telling you a story. Obviously, if you've seen the anime, then you'd probably want to have her on. I think she's on a bed when she in this scene, so you probably would want her on a bed really, which probably would then justify the 25,000 yen if she was on a bed. But apart from that, I don't think she's. Cassez comes with a base, so it'll be some sort of plastic base that she sits on, which I think is. See, that's some sort of fabric like that is what you'd probably want to address her on the in your display. Some sort of fabric thing to give like bed sheets vibe. That would then elevate the figure. Sometimes with these sorts of figures, you sort of have to think of that sort of thing, of extra accessories that you can add on to just elevate the experience that you're getting and the emotion you get from the figure. Uma Musume, Pretty Derby, Admire Vega, 1/7 by Fat Company for 26,800 yen. June 2025 release. As I normally say, Uma Musume figures painting is fantastic, design is fantastic, outfit looks immaculate, sculpting is great. Nothing wrong with the figure. I'm just not an Uma Musume fan, but if you are, this is another great figure, and I think Fat Company have knocked out the park again. This is definitely 27,000 yen quality in my mind for just the shading and the paint finish and everything. Looks great. I love the royal blues going to blacks, the hair brunettes, the highlights in the hair looks really well done. The tights look amazing shaded. The boots look amazing as well. The very sculpted. Everything looks great on this figure. Just really good looking figure. Definitely, if you're a Musume fan, get hold of this figure. Now we're going into the 18 plus section. So again, there won't be links for these in the description down below. Just all the other figures we've looked at, that will be in the description down below. We'll get on into them. Just as I said, just need to be a bit more wary with these for you on YouTube. So we've got writer, original character, Mahou Shoujo Misane Yukata version 1/5 by Frog for 29,700 yen. January 2025 release. It's an iconic figure, iconic character, especially if you like writer, which I do. One of my favorite artists. I do need to pick up more figures from the Mahou Shoujo series that the girls are based off of. But the manufacturer Frog, from what I've heard of, are very hit and miss, or more misses than hits in terms of quality control and whatnot. So the figure looks really well done. I like the yukata painting, and obviously she's on full show in terms of the bare chest. So that's at least something. And you get an illustration as well, postcard. So price I think's alright. 1/5 scale as well, so that's fine. I think it's just you might want to hold off on this one and wait till this actually comes in to people's hands, and she might actually get discounted a bit as well if there are quality control issues. So that might be one thing to keep an eye out for. But I know there are other Misane figures that have obviously previously been released, which you might prefer more so than this design on the aftermarket. But yeah, I like this a lot. It's just the manufacturer that unfortunately throws it off for me in terms of it making it an instant pre-order. And then we got Oni Girl 1/6 by Limland for 25,990 yen, May 2025. I like this a lot. We've seen more of these sort of lying down, propped up on some sort of slightly angled base figures. This is fully cast off. I like these Oni Demon Girl designs. They're really good. The paint job on this looks really well done. The yukata sleeves look amazing. So Limland, if they can nail the final production close to these prototypes, this would be, I think, a bargain for this price for 26,000 yen. And May 2025, potentially take a pre-order risk. I'll do a bit more research into Limland. This might be one of their first figures. Let's see. I'll see if they've released any other figures in the past, or that they've got any more up for pre-order. So you got Limland. Oh, Plasma Slime. Yep, I covered that a while ago. So that looked quite nice as well. So like a succubus. 26,000 yen. I think I still prefer the Oni Girl out of the three that they've have had up for pre-order. Kuzoko-chan as well, 1/6, 18,430 yen. So they're all 1/6, but I think I like this one a lot more personally. That does it for this week of AmiAmi figure pre-orders. A lot better than last week. Obviously last week was like 6 figures and that's it. So if you can comment, like, and subscribe if you like what I'm doing. If you've reached the end, thank you very much, and I shall catch you in another video. I've got a few more videos. Should be recording a few more videos in the next few days and uploading those in the week. So those should be a bit more interesting, a bit different, obviously, to the just this weekly series that I do of AmiAmi pre-orders. So I will be uploading more different, varied content onto the channel over the coming months. So that should hopefully be a bit more interesting than these sorts of videos that are pretty boring, I admit, but it is just something pretty easy for me to do. Thank you very much, and I shall catch you in another video. Bye.